going drag racing here in the... As a matter of fact, these two cars definitely... Through the timers with a 698, 154.89. Giavia shuts off a 10.03, and that's already two good passes, better than we did yesterday, Jim.
Oh, much better, yeah. But I'll tell you what, Jim McLennan toned that small block Chevrolet down, realizing the worst thing you can do is come out there and overpower the track. So we'll go up there with a moderate amount of power and try to squeeze by in the first round. Now that they know what the track will do, I'm sure they will step it up for the second round.
Okay, it's the number 3 qualifier in the left lane. Would be Larry Hoff and the Pure Hill, AA Fuel Roster. This competition out of Sears, California. Doing Orange Racing sponsor, Donovan, South Carolina, a 742. A W is a W to a 755, but still 202 miles an hour for Larry Huff in the Pure Hell car. And that's good side-by-side action. Both cars lit the tires at half track. And Ted Taylor, though, goes into the next round. And, of course, anytime you get a win, Jim, you're going to take it. Both cars on the pedal and off the pedal. They still have a little trouble getting it down to the track.
Yeah, right. Larry Huff, 60 miles an hour faster and still lost the race. Or you can see what happened. The Roadster started getting a little out of shape. He had to backpedal a little bit. But the short wheelbase cars, there's not really too much room for error there.
Okay, so that brings up the next pair of cars. Out of Woodwood City, California, Pierre Poncia coming out with his 354 cubic inch Chrysler Business Coupe. His competition will be Don Argy out of Sacramento, California, with his beautiful Roadster Golden Acceptance Machine. It'll be Poncia in the right lane and Argy in the left. With an 828, a W is a W. A good mile an hour for Don. 186.92, so the car making power. On that race, it was just who's going to lift and get back into it first. In this case, it was Don Argy. Engine, Chevrolet-powered 55 Chevy Nomad called the Flashback. Now you watch what this guy does. He's going to put on some kind of show for you. If you got a video camera, you might just want to take advantage of taking a look at this car when he does what he does. So we're going to be down for just a second, it looks like. Tours. It is beautiful. 1955 Chevrolet Nomad, alcohol-burning 427 cubic inch Chevrolet behind the Flashback car. Get your cameras out, ladies and gentlemen, because you're going to be in for a real treat. We're hiring a picture on the back bumper just for you. Checkout pass, believe it or not. The steering control on the vehicle, that's how they keep them going straight. So he does control the brakes, individual braking with hand controls. This is Hollywood George Stewart. Bring the car into the staging beam. And up you go. Cubic inches of Chevrolet, Edna Roll Racing Engine sponsored car. Scott Long out of Santa Cruz, California, in his 55 Big Box Chevrolet over here in the right lane. We're not running exhibition over here in the right lane. They're running Super Comp under the NHRA banner. Matter of fact, they'll be heading for the World Finals here very soon in this particular car as we bring in the Fisher in the right lane. 5-7 Chevrolet versus 5-5 Chevy. The shoeboxes will square up here against each other at the Goodguys Trial National Nostalgia event. Sure glad you all could be here. Great day of racing. No wind whatsoever. Beautiful afternoon. For the Goodguys. We're sure glad you could all be here with us, both racers and fans. Both these cars run under 890 down the quarter mile. There's no nitrous on these cars. They're all carbureted, multi-carbureted big block Chevrolets a pair. Normally aspirated type cars. Fastest running street Camaros you'll see anywhere in the United States. Now the yellow car over in the left lane yesterday did a wheel stand in second gear, and this is an automatic car. Both these Camaros will pull the wheels off the starting line, and the car in the left lane pulled a wheel stand in second gear. This is an automatic machine. Boy, these are real strong running, normally aspirated high cubic inch, 555 cubic inches of Chevrolet for both these cars. Bruce Kimmon over in the right lane, all the way from Michigan in the cars. They entered in the world's fastest muscle car shootout, and when you see these guys go on the 1320, you're going to want to know why they qualified in that class, because you're going to see two of the fastest Chevrolet Camaros in the country, and you don't believe me, watch what happens when they go off the starting line. No nitrous here, miles an hour. Tom Balestras out of San Bruno, California, over here in the right lane with the Chevelle. And down along here, he runs an 886, 152.11. Okay, now we're going to do Nostalgia Eliminator. These are the look to the sounds of the top fuel cars, but all these cars running on alcohol. Eric Perry over here in the right lane with the Fiat, born and injected on alcohol car, running Nostalgia Eliminator is the name of the class. Eric Perry waiting for his competition to arrive from behind the tower. It's the starter's call as to deciding Perry will go ahead and back her up into the water and hope his competition can fire. Dale Butengarten over in the left lane from Gilroy, California. Again, both these cars running blown and injected on alcohol. Very cool fuel. As a matter of fact, there's probably a good chance you'll see the top of the junior fuel suit up there. Junior fuel suit up. You've never seen the top of the injector system rise up, Jimmy. And of course, Tony Bumgarner with the win with an 877. Boy, oh boy, Eric Perry out of Salinas came off the line so hard it chipped the door off his car. Somewhere along the way. Brother named the drag race for a number of years out of Scotland. Does against Bob Leamer. Collins, the Funster, over here in the left lane. 427 Chevy versus 433 Chevrolet. Can he hang on for the win down the long end? He does. 756, 756 at 165 will keep him in the ballpark. Rich Ford out of St. Helena, California, wine country. Of course, that's sponsored by Center Home. 3-9 battle, number 3 qualifier. Over in the left lane, 327 cubic inch blown Buick. Center Home Winery sponsor car. This car is for sale. You want a proven winner, a national event winner right there in the left lane. That's the car you'd want to get ahead of. Jim Sheehan over in the right lane, one of the most gorgeous looking roadsters you'll see anywhere in the United States. Now, not only does it have a lot of show, first Colorado Gold, 454 cubic inch Chevrolet, one of the Chevrolet racing team members, and Rich Ford in the left lane. An 840. He used 1,800 of a 1320. Both cars all over the track. Really lucky on that one, Jimmy.
Well, Rich Foreman, you know, he used to be a law enforcement agent, officer. He was a sheriff's officer there, and I'm sure he's chased a few people in his life, but I ride like that.
I'm using that car as straight as now, but something went wrong, and Rich had a hand in the car over in the left lane, but he still gets the win. Next pair of cars coming out behind the car, Bob Sure. I was sponsored for that on. This was a AA officer, 496 cubic inches of Chevrolet. He talks about the Mallory ignition, people. In this particular category. The Bob Sure, that's something over on his car there in the left lane. He brings it off the track very wisely. over in the right lane. David Tedford over in the left lane. All right. In the right lane, got the first Mark Smith with a 796, a shootout early to a 906.
To the tower, please, Steve Urkel.
Okay, the first car out of the bridge boxes. California. 377 cubic inches of Chevrolet in the left lane. Jim Creets over in the left lane. Pentel sponsored dragster. 383 cubic inches of injected Chevrolet. They're limited to about 410 cubic inches maximum on these cars. They run on alcohol.
Yeah, in the heyday, originally these cars all ran on nitro benzene, but in order to keep the cost down here, that's the reason for alcohol. But we've accomplished really two things by making alcohol not only the cost here, but it makes racing a lot more competitive, easier to control these cars.
We've done also been a lot of talking about Wonder One fuel, so, you know, it just depends what the associations decide they want to do. I originally started to CJ Pappy Hart, originally started this particular class in Long Beach in the early days, and of course NHRA picked it up when they ran Pro Comp and Combo Eliminator, which was A-fuel dragsters and A-fuel funny cars.
Yeah, well, what they did, they ran the fuel altered along with the blown gas dragsters and junior fuel dragsters combined as one category.
Those were the good old days of blown gas dragsters. C1 only, the lanes 13, 14, and 15, please. C1 only, lanes 13, 14, and 15. Jim Creech over the left lane, Rich Workman in the right lane. Number 7 qualifier out first over the left lane, and Workman's on the run him in the right lane. He does an 832, 160 to an 869 for Creech. We're coming up behind the tower right now. This will be Neil O'Kane, the O'Kane and Palmer entry, the Woody Gilmore chassis junior fuel car, 368 cubic inch, called the Clackland Rose. Competition from Citrus Heights, California, just outside Sacramento, is Roy Victor, and his older nostalgic junior fuel car is also what they used to look like in the early days of drag racing, as both of these cars exemplify junior fuel.
Well, looking at the performance levels here, certainly the car that has to be favored here is in the on the light lane. The number 4 over out of Citrus Heights, California, qualified up in the number 8 spot.
So performance dictates their performance, and where they stand on the ladder will be number 4 in the right lane against number 8 qualifier in the left lane. But as we found this weekend, if anything can happen, it will happen here this weekend. So nothing's a sure bet, particularly when it comes into junior fuel qualifying and junior fuel eliminations. Comp 1, the lane 13, 14, and 15, please. Comp 1 only for 13, 14, and 15. Carol Davis, if you come to the tower when you get a second. Carol Davis, we have something for you up in the tower. car down the long end for the win at an 8:34, 157 to an 8:94, 145. Supercharged drivers, suit approved, A-Gas Supercar. Cars, please. A-Gas Super. Next to over in the left lane out of Morgan Hill, California. The Custom Craft Racing sponsored the Nailer, the name of the car. Westbound evidence from Columbus, Falls, Oregon, over here in the right lane. And his junior field racing, base and transmission sponsored machine. So across Oregon, make a long trek to be here with the good guys.
Yeah, you know where Clement Falls, a lot of people that the Bay Area up there.
Yeah, right. And if they did, they're going to probably go back to Frisco. They just had a big one up there not too long ago. Car in the left lane, Whittown in the right lane. California car against Oregon machine. Division 7 and Division 6 cars squaring off. Well, Whittown will make it into the next round of junior fuel. He'll guarantee that with an 8:38, 157.
One thing, Scott, I've noticed all the winners so far are hovering right around that 8:30 zone. So, if anybody's going to step up here, it'll be probably Jim Paul.
Well, Jim Paul's very capable of running in the 7s and pretty consistently, but again, this whole weekend's been bizarre, and the Murphy's Law can take over at any time. Next pair of cars coming up, this is Tom Homer out of Fairfield, California. The Champion Speed Shop sponsored the junior fuel car, and he'll be taking on Bob Dalton out of Morgan Hill, and the Al Reese Machine Service sponsored car over here in the right lane.
Yeah, here's Jim McClellan, let's start looking over here. He's over here on the other side of the King Wall, looking on Tom Homer, a car that he's already involved in here with the Champion Speed Shop team.
So it'll be Bob Dalton in the right lane in the blue dragster, and the Champion Speed Shop sponsored car, Tom Homer, in the left lane. And of course, as we all know, how Jim McClellan can make small block Chevrolets run, so this is right up his alley in junior fuel.
And I'll tell you why, they want to know what this car can do. Very good.
Of course, alcohol cars, they don't get a whole lot of heat in them, but they'll pull up some heat now, and you'll be able to send on to be Tom Homer, the winner in this round of junior fuel, number 6 qualifier, out of Fairfield. And Homer will come off the sideline with a 904 with a 7 at 149 miles an hour. Jim McClellan said a 905 when I left the line, and he only missed it by 0.003 of a second. For C1, final call for C1, the lane 13, 14, and 15. Okay, over in the left lane, this would be James Paul out of Forest Hill, California. or 14. Top one cars. You can move over lane 13 or 14. Don't block up lane 15 by itself. There's the banner for him here, Jim Paul. First in the top 3 positions in the A&RA point series, the American Nostalgia Racing Association of the State of California. And each and every year, the Paul and Mission Thinking Race team has stepped up a little bit more and a little bit more. I also understand that Stacy will be running against Mike Chrisman, the champion of Junior Fuel, at the Red Finals down in Pomona. An exhibition run for the lady driver against Mike Chrisman, the champion. Of course, the son of famed direction driver Art Chrisman. He was a Junior Fuel winner of the A&RA, and she'll be taking him on the match race down there in Southern California. So Jim Paul on the signal, and he'll go into the next round of racing. We should see a 7-second pass. And I was right, 792, 167.44 gives them an idea of what they have to do. Okay, ladies, we're going to the next round, the first round of eliminations for A Gas Supercharged, ladies and gentlemen. The largest field of A-gassers ever assembled in over 20 years. And this just creates a beautiful tie into the World Gassers Championships, which will be held at Benjamin Raceway, January 1st through the 3rd. It's called the World Gassers Championship. They anticipate somewhere between 500 and 600 gassers at the Brendan Miller drag strip for the World Gassers Championship, slated for July 1st through the 3rd at Brendan Miller in Colorado. The first pair of cars out for you right now will be Mel Bryson out of Springfield, Oregon, 34 Willys Coupe, 426 cubic inches of a Hemi. He's a born and injected A-Gas Supercharged. Really exciting class of cars is the A-Gas Supercharged. USA Racing, underrated from Virginia to come out on the West Coast to take on the West Coast A-Gas Supercharged cars. Again, the largest field of A-Gas Supercharged cars that has been held in over 20 years. Well, that ought to be broken in July 1st through the 3rd. The World Gasser Championship will be held in Benjamin in Colorado. They expect somewhere between 500 gassers at that race. Probably a good time to maybe show up in Colorado and enjoy some great World Gasser Championship race. This January in the right lane, Mel Bryson from Mel Bryson, they're side by side at the light. So like goes on in the right lane at 8:46 for Newley at 163. Right lane is the win to an 8:33 from Mel Bryson, and Newley heading by a ton on the lights. So Newley goes into the next round. Boy, Bryson's not going to be happy with that at 8:33, losing to an 8:46. Next pair of cars, out of Vancouver, Washington, over in the left lane. Big block Chevrolet powered of Wayne Harry. This competition, the 44th Coupe of Jim Hooper out of Grass Valley, California. 468 cubic inches of Chevrolet in the right lane. Wayne Harry looking to see what's wrong with the cars instead of saying you need to get her up into the stage turning lanes. Something's on in Harry's car, and let them stage the car in the right lane. Jim Hopper will get a single run in this round. A tough race for Wade Harry, all the way from Vancouver, Washington. Something just wouldn't work, and he couldn't get the start down into the bleach box or on the sideline. And a 9:11.128 for Jim as they have to go into the next round. Ladies and gentlemen, on the start line to point out a gentleman who, of course, if you've heard this name known throughout the world, and they Supercharge, and he knows he's looking at me right now. Mr. K.S. Pittman and his wife are here this weekend. K.S., welcome up to Sears Point. How are you, old buddy? Of course, Stonewood's a good K.S. Pittman, Ohio George Montgomery, some of the big names in A-Gas Supercharge and national record holder in the old days. Check out the action at Sears Point. K.S. Pittman and his wife here this weekend. This Supercharge coming out of the left lane. The A-Gas Supercharge car of March. You might know Mark, president of Jerry, the track promoter here this weekend when he's not doing the promotion and running the track. Mark's driving a 69 Camaro, big block, 540 cubic inches of Chevrolet. His competition, the lady driver, Marianne Harmon, out of San Jose, California, 468 cubic inches of blown and injected, 31 Willys. Big Hubbard Speed Marine sponsored. Williams over here in the right lane, and left lane, of course, sponsored by the Goodguys.
Marianne Harmon now. Cars in the country, they're running about 960s back then, actually. Leaving lane on the right, there's Marianne Harmon all the way down for the win with a 973. Better with 1097 off pace, 131 mile an hour run. Sponsored 40 Willys in the left lane. Terry Rose out of San Bernardino, California, 1971. Big spot. Inliners and flathead drivers, suit up. Inliners and flatheads, suit up. The big full-stock motor machine of Terry Rose over in the right lane against Warren Bailey, the injected and blown machine over. Terry Rose was the #1 qualifier against #8 qualifier in A-Gas Super. So the twin carbureted machine was the #1 qualifier in A-Gas Supercharge against all the blown cars. So we'll have the book cut out for him over there in the left lane, Warren Bailey. Did not 791. 791. That car, but expect a lot of great things. Terry Rose
Okay, we'll have some challenges by Steve Castelli. The hot rod winners over the left lane, 581 cubic inch full-stock motor. Edmund Rose cutting back into the tire marks from Sacramento, doing the engine work in the 41 Willys. Rick Finch out of Ione with a 57 Chevrolet A-gasser. This will be number 4 qualifier. Castelli having some problems yesterday. He was number 11, so he's going to have to step in the push runner. He's going to be on the trailer.
No, I'll tell you what, if anybody can step it up is the engine builder for Castelli.
Castelli's going to have his work cut out for him. Can he catch the 57 Chevy? The answer is no, he won't be able to. 8:39, 1:59 for Rick Finch. Castelli still having problems with a 10:34, just 92 miles an hour. This is Rich Roberts on the wooden. Top lap 2, boy, he's all over the place. Also, drivers and midliners and flatheads should be strapped and ready to go. And 8:08, 1:52.54. C2, comp 2 in the lane 12, please. Comp 2 in the lane 12. Again, a reminder to the car show people, you need to check your car and see if you are a winner. Car show contestants, go ahead and go by your cars and see if you got that wind slip in your window or on your car. This is flathead inliner class coming out of this right now. C2 in the lane number 12, please. Comp 2 in the lane 12. Now this is the inliners and the flathead category. Good close racing done the wrong end. Put this into 5 dial-in. You see the original flathead type dragsters and the 6-cylinder machines. Hence the name inliners. The gentleman over here in the left lane, ladies and gentlemen, we want to especially pick him out. They call him Mr. Flathead, and his name is John Bradley. He's been around drag racing for many, many years. He's 67 years old, running a car that he ran way back in the early days, and he is going to be inducted into the Drag Racing Hall of Fame that will take place in Gainesville, Florida, the Don Garrett's annual flying group in March of '94. So, Mr. Flathead will be coming out here in the left lane momentarily, picking up the reward that he richly deserves. A single in the left lane. Now these are time-only passes for the flathead and inliners. That's Belcher doing a 9:62. So this is the guy over here in the left lane that will be inducted into the Don Garrett Drag Racing Hall of Fame. That car in the old days went over 150 miles an hour for a Ford Flathead. 10:47 for the last time. The car, of course, in the old days, we were running nitromethane. Still run 132 miles an hour. Bruce Murray from Portland, Oregon, over the left lane with a 38 coupe, 261 cubic inches of Chevrolet. Russ and Cedric Meeks out of Milwaukee, Oregon. Over here in the right lane with a beautiful 270 cubic inch 600 GMC. Both cars again powered by the 6-cylinder inline machines. Triple carbureted car over here in the right lane. This most amazing how they make these 6-cylinders 25 fly down the quarter mile. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you are down that pit area, don't forget to stop by the Goodguys t-shirt booth to take advantage of all the beautiful t-shirts and the plain shirts and the plain pants and the plain, anything that's got flames on it that we put on anything, mailboxes, on your shoes. They'll have them available for you at the Goodguys t-shirt booth. Comp 1, suit up please. Comp 1, suit up. First, 15, Comp 2, the lane 12, please. Comp 2, the lane 12. Comp number 1, she's suited up. It's 13, 14, and 15. Comp number Shaughnessy. At 961, 134. Okay, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Final call for Comp 2 to lane 12. Comp 2 to lane 12. Attention in the pits. Hot Rod 1. Hot Rod 1 to lane 5 and 6. Hot Rod 2 to lane 7 and 8. And Hot Rod 3 to lanes 9 and 10. Again, attention in the pits. Hot Rod 1 to lane 5 and 6. Hot Rod 2 to lane 7 and 8, and Hot Rod 3 to lane 9 and 10. We need those cars in the staging lanes, please, for your first round of eliminations. This car will make a lot of power down a quarter mile. How about a 938 for the 6-banger, 138 miles an hour? Now you want to watch a drag show go down a quarter mile, check out this 6-cylinder inliner of Cisco and Mike. Mike Kirby doing the driving in a washing machine. And one of the true cars in the flathead category, this is Tony Ward. Out of Castro Valley, California, 286 cubic inches. This used to be a free dragster in the olden days, Jim.
Yeah, Mike Kirby, he would like to come with a very good solid number here in memory of his old friend, the late Cases, who did so much for the 6-cylinder racers. That man was certainly a genius and way ahead of his time.
Second pass, 8:59 for a 6-cylinder at 153.95, and they are static. And of course, Tony Lloyd and his flying car ran a 9:07 at 138, so that's why they're happy. They got that car almost in the 8-second back with a flathead. Jim, there's an Arden engine, a very, very the Artist gun call. So you see the Arden wind light here is the true wind light. So in the event of any breakout, the computer will do the sorting out and award the legal and true wind to the winner. Again, drivers, we caution all of you competitors to verify your dialing. Look at the scoreboard before you stage to make sure your dial in is correct. If the dial is not right, let one of the officials know. We'll change it. By 998 on a 998, and the difference
Elwood Bob from the computer. Moving to the next pair, the Tom Royal, self-employed driver out of Carson City, Nevada. He's in the Winston Lake with his 66 Nova, the auto parts partner, 1040 dial. Doing the pursuing here is Ron Holmes, body shop owner and painter out of Springfield, Oregon, with his classic 48 Fiat Topolino coupe at 875. Once again, we need hot rod number 1 to lane. There's a bigger breakout. Most drivers break out, but Boyle runs the closest, so he will advance to round number 2. Again, drivers, after you make your round, if you have a wind slip, do not come back to the lane until we call you for the next session. We start this run off with a Chevy of Steve Cardwell, a contractor from Napa, sponsored by TM Auto Parts, 1097 dial, and he had a horrendous experience. Crashed this car, actually a Vega that he had built here a couple of years ago, and developed this car. Over to Winston, a rancher out of Fallon, Nevada. This is Les Ogden, sponsored by Ogden Rancher. On the 97, out by 891, breaks out by 9. So the winner in the right lane, Steve Cardwell of Napa, California. As we move to the next pair, certainly a car that gets a lot of attention. The roads are here in the outer light lane. Car normally that Heather Irvin would be driving. Turned over the driving chores to a young man out of San Leandro, California, David Santos, the machinist. Does a lot of work for S&S Automotive. You know where that place is at. George Santos, and been on the chair with the S&S Alcohol Dragster 885. Steve Hall with his beautifully prepared 61 Chevrolet, sponsored by Corbell Winery. 890, so only 500. Alan Curry, driven 67 Ford Mustang all the way from Fallon, Nevada. Sears Transport of Fallon, Nevada, sponsored at 1030 dial-in. At 1022, the truck driver from Vallejo, California, Ron Manley and his 468. Sit up, please. Comp 2, sit up, please. The big blown Chevelle, driven by Mike Leonard out of Danville, California, mechanic. Sponsored by J. 63 Corvette, 540 inches. Big block Chevrolet. 881 for Rodriguez, Mike Leonard at 845. Could be one of the wildest races of the round. California, longer by train. 23 Aldridge Roadster, 999 dial-in. You will leave first. Doing the pursuing here will be Bob Julia. Street machine number 2 only. Lanes 13, 14, and 15. Street machine number 2, lanes 13, 14, and 15. All right, to complete the run will be the Austin Healy at 10. And the Austin Healy, 1090 with a 0. All right, now we go to comp number 2. This is 11 seconds and slower. The Sergeant Samir's on. Carolyn Dick in the Royal Sports Center team led by Normal. Carolyn Dick. 1184, right on 1184 at 100 grams. Out of Gilroy, California, the very unique and beautiful 4810 panel. And 15, inliners, flatheads, the lanes 4 and 5. Inliners and flatheads, the lanes 4 and 5. Hot rod number 3, get ready as you will follow comp 2 out. the San Francisco area driver. His brother.
Out of California comes the 67 Wild Card. They call this car the Wild Thing. This is Ezra High. Sponsored by Seattle High weather. 1123 dial. The pursuing here is Carl Tato. Actually, Carl Tato will get the head start here across from San Francisco by 8. Here's Rod Harper in the premier upholstery sponsored 63 Dodge out of San Jose. From Kentucky, California. If you're fortunate to get a buyer in the single, there's no fear of a breakout or a red flag. The track is all yours. So 12:30 for the Chevrolet 109.74. Super Gas champion. He was the world champion. To be there, 976.1. And a red light in the auto right lane, so the winter side is going to the next round of race. Remember the Gordon McKenzie from San Jose, project manager, 351-inch, which I believe again was report Bob Lick out of North Cotter, Oregon, a farmer by grade 12-6 dial. Over the winter lane, Robert McCoy. And the winner in the auto right lane, 12-7 on a 15, good by 1.